Hello and welcome back to Project 380. In this video I'm going to be removing the dashboard from this Mark 2.5, which is the same as a Mark II. So as you can see, I am sat in organ donor, the Mark 2.5 that I am slowly taking apart and breaking. And today's task is to remove the dashboard. Now I'm not including this in the Back to Basics series, as this is definitely not a 10-minute job and slightly more advanced. So to start things off, because this is a Mark 2.5, we have got two airbags. And because we're going to be disconnecting both of those, we really need to disconnect the battery first. This will allow all the capacitors inside the airbag unit to slowly drain while we're disconnecting everything else and make those airbag units safe to handle. In the boot, if we lift the carpet up on the right hand side and then pull up this bit of fiberboard, we can then see the battery. I'm going to remove the negative terminal using a 10mm ratchet spanner. We can pull that terminal off and just tuck it out of the way so it won't be connected back up to the battery. With the battery safely disconnected and those capacitors for the airbags draining, we can now start removing the things around the dashboard to allow us to get the dashboard out of the car. It's not necessary, but to make things easier, I'd advise removing the seats, then removing the center console armrest, removing the steering wheel cowl, the dash cowl and the instrument cluster. Apart from the steering wheel, I have covered all of these items in my Back to Basics series. This had an aftermarket steering wheel on it, which is going to be different to most other applications, but I have covered how to remove a standard steering wheel many years ago. So to get to the stage where I'm at now, go check out those videos. But now we need to remove the radio. I've actually already removed the radio from this, as it was an aftermarket radio. Different radios have different ways of being removed from the dashboard. Most aftermarket ones are pretty easy to get out, but if by some miracle you've still got the standard MX5 radio in the dashboard, this surround has to come out first. But an aftermarket one, you should be able to remove the radio without removing this surround. To remove this surround, you obviously need the center console out first. Once this is out of the way, it will reveal two posi drive screws down here. Simply unscrew and remove those. Then we can remove this from the dash. Be careful when pulling this, as there are wires for the heated seat, headlight leveler and cigarette lighter. So we can pull that from the bottom and then slowly release it from either side and then the top. Then pulling it away from the dashboard. There's not a lot of length on these wires, so we can't pull it too far, but we can slowly unplug those one by one. While I'm down here, I'm going to be removing the shifter. It's not necessary, but it may make the job of removing the dashboard a little bit easier. So I'll remove all the sound deadening. And then removing the gear gaiter surround. That's just 4 10mm bolts. At the smallest part of the gear gaiter around the gear shifter, there will be a tie wrap. Simply cut that off. And then you should be able to lift the gear gaiter out of the way, revealing 3 more 10mm around the gear shifter. One there, and one at the front, right there. With those bolts out of the way, you should be able to wiggle the shifter out of the gearbox. Just for safety, I'm going to put a bit of tape over that entrance to the gearbox, just so nothing falls in there when I'm removing the dash. With that all out of the way, as you can see, we've still got the HVAC system left in the dash. We'll come back onto that in a little while. But now I want to remove the glove box. Removing the glove box is pretty simple. If you grab it on one side and push that side that way, you'll release the tab at the side and the tab at the bottom. Then you should be able to pull it towards the center console and out of the car. Now we can come underneath the steering column and remove this panel here. That's held in with 2 posi drive screws, one there and one here. And then if you grab it down near where your feet go, pull it down towards the carpet, that should come out. Before we get into the nitty and gritty of removing the dash, we need to first remove the A-pillar plastics and the windscreen plastic. This is going to make removing the dashboard a little easier. So we're going to start off with the windscreen plastic. We're going to have to remove the dome light. Just a little warning, these do like to break. So I'm going to get my panel tool just in here and lever the top off. Good job I put a bit of tape over that gearbox cover. And then remove these two posi screws. Now that the dome light is loose, you won't be able to pull it out too far. We could just leave it dangling there for now. Now we need to remove the roof latches. They are 2 T40 bolts and they'll probably be really tight. You do also need the sun visors removed. As you can see, mine are already missing, but they're just held up with 2 Phillips screws. Now we should be able to remove this bit of plastic. As you can see, we need to remove this bit of plastic first, as it sits on top of the A-pillar plastics. When removing this, be careful, there are wires behind it, and we need to make sure we don't break the dome light when we're pulling it off. But we can simply get our hands behind the plastic and pull it downwards. You don't actually have to disconnect the dome light. We can simply turn it 90 degrees and slide it through the plastic. And then fully remove the plastic. Now the A-pillar. If you feed your fingers between the rubber and the plastic up here, like so, you can simply pull it towards you and it should pop out. With those 3 bits of plastic out of the way, it's now time to concentrate on the dash itself. This is where it starts getting a little bit tricky and a little bit tight for space. But the first thing I'm going to concentrate on is the HVAC unit in the centre. If we first come down into the driver's footwell, I'm going to try and get the camera to focus, but right there you'll see a metal right angled arm with a coiled bit of wire on it. What you need to do is pull that coiled bit of wire off of that arm, and then pull the whole cable out of that clip. And then on the passenger side, the same coiled wire but on a plastic arm. Pull that off the arm and then the cable out of the clip. One last cable on the blower motor up there. I've just moved the central locking mechanism out of the way for now so you can see, but that cable is right there. Now we can remove the HVAC system itself. If you put your hand in back here, you'll feel a little tab. Push that in, and with the other hand, just go underneath and lever the HVAC system out. And the same over this side. And then carefully pull it out as there is still some wires connected. There are 3 plugs to disconnect. One for the rear demister, one for the fan control, and whether you've got it or not, there is a plug here for the aircon. And then if you pull the HVAC system slightly further out, you've got a plastic retaining clip here which holds the wiring onto the HVAC system. Now you can carefully pull this out, being careful of all those cables. While we're in this area, we've got a couple more plastic wire clips to remove. One right down here, one all the way back there, and then push all those wires neatly inside the dash. There is a plug down here that you could pull out into the footwell. If you unplug that, that is the aerial wire. As part of the aerial wire is connected to the back of the dash here. Behind the dash cluster up here is another plastic wire clip we need to remove. And push that in the hole in the dash down here. Back over to the passenger side now, and we want to come in the door shut here. On the side of the dash there's 2 plastic rectangles. They need to be removed. All you have to do is pop something in nice and flat and pop the plastic out. In the lower of the 2 rectangles, you're going to see the back end to a wire support clip. I'm going to remove that by pushing a 7mm socket on it and pushing it inside the dash. That is holding on the electrical plug for the airbag. We can disconnect that plug by pressing on the plug there, which opens up this flap. I need 2 hands for this bit. And disconnect the plug. And then for the central locking module, that is bolted onto the dashboard with 1 nut. We can simply remove that nut rather than unplugging it and tuck that inside the dashboard. And then coming over to the blower motor, you'll see there are 2 plugs on this blower motor. We only need to disconnect the right hand one, the bigger one of the 2. Tuck that out of the way. Then this big white plug here. That is secured to a metal plate here. You need to reach around the back and unpop that first, and then disconnect the plug. This bunch of wires that we've just disconnected is held on with a plastic wire tie up here, so you need to pop that off of the dash. Still on the passenger side, behind those plastic rectangles are 2 bolts. They're both 10mm and they can come out. There's 1 more plastic rectangle down in the center here. That could be popped out. And underneath that cover are 2 14mm bolts. They can be removed. And then it's back onto the driver's side. Over the driver's side, we've got the same black rectangles, 2 in the door shut and 1 at the center of the dash. They need to be popped off and the bolts behind them removed. Well, someone's put a load of wires behind this one. It doesn't go to anything. Now we want to release the bonnet pull from the dash. If you put your hand behind the dash, you'll feel a nut holding the bonnet pull onto the dash. You could grab a 17mm spanner, put that on the nut and undo it. Undo that nut all the way until it slides onto the cable. Then pull the whole bonnet pull forwards and then down. There we can see the threaded part of the bonnet pull and the nut and the funny shaped hole it goes into. So make sure that's not attached to the dash anymore. Onto the steering column now. We don't actually need to fully remove the steering column from the car to remove the dash, but we do need to drop the steering column. The steering column is held onto the dash with 2 bolts. This is going to be a little bit hard to see on camera, but the left hand bolt is right there. You could just see the threads in that hole, and the head of the bolt is just there. And on the right hand side, it is just there. The head of the bolt is just behind here. They are both 12mm. What I'm going to do is get a socket on an extension on a ratchet and go through here behind the wiring either side and fully remove those 2 bolts. So just tuck it up behind that wiring, straight on the bolt there. The bolts are definitely longer than you think. So now you can see that we've got a little bit of movement on that steering column, but ideally we need a little bit more. And to do that, we want to take off this nut here and this nut right here. They are both 12mm and you can fully remove those nuts. Now you can gently flop that steering column down and that gives you a lot more space to get the dashboard out of the car. Now you can gain a little bit better access to this big old plug here. I'm going to first release that from the dashboard by pinching this together and pushing it through. Then to release the plug, we need to push this tiny little grey part of the release towards the big grey part of the release. Then while squeezing the little bit, pulling that grey bit out of the plug, like so. And then you should be able to separate this plug, but I need 2 hands to do this. Just a warning, that is incredibly hard to disconnect. While we're down here on the driver's side, we need to remove this fuse box cover right here. And behind that is a fuse board, held on with 2 posi drive screws. Now we need to push that aside and tuck it neatly in the dash, but that should be the last part of the wiring for the dashboard. Hopefully, if we've done everything correctly, we should only have 1 bolt holding the dashboard into the car, and that is right up the top of the dashboard in that little square there. So I'm carefully going to take a sharp pick, put that in the gap between that square and the dashboard and pop that out, which is revealing a 10mm bolt. Not that you can see it on camera, but it is right there. Let me clear some of that dust. That is right there. You're going to have to use a small quarter drive or a swan neck spanner to get in here. And when you're doing this, just watch out you don't damage the dash or hurt the glass. There's not a lot of room up here. Now hopefully if we've done everything correctly, removed all the bolts we need to, disconnected all the wiring we need to, and tucked everything neatly out the way, this dashboard should wriggle out pretty easily. But when you're doing so, be careful of all that wiring you've disconnected, as it can easily spring back into place, get caught on the dashboard, and next thing you know, you're ripping the dashboard out along with some wiring. So just take your time and be careful. Probably should have put the handbrake down or up. I'm stuck. Well, the dashboard's out. But it turns out I was a little bit overcautious of the amount of wiring I was unplugging. Turns out you don't actually need to unplug as much as you think. We obviously needed the airbag unplugged, the big main white plug here, the aerial wire as that goes underneath the center console, definitely the 3 dash plugs, definitely that big white plug there, and we definitely needed to remove the fuse box. Other than that, I don't think you actually need to unplug anything else. But in my case, because I'm actually stripping this whole dash completely down and removing all the wiring, I needed it unplugged anyway. You also don't need to unplug the buttons that you've got here, and you don't need to remove the OBD port, as the wiring for all of that stays with the dashboard. The same with all these wires in the center of the dash. But that is the dashboard removed, with a few extra steps. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments down below. As per usual, like, comment, share and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.